Hi guys, Quinn here, the author for the Lie Behind the Star graphic novel, and I am here to share with you guys some updates about where we are and where we're going with the project and when we're going to be finished with it. Because, yeah, we've been working. As you guys might know, at the beginning of the year, we had to part ways with our previous artist and completely redo all the art from scratch. And we are knee deep into that process right now. And I just want to show you some of what we've been working on. So as you can see here, we have some of the scratch art for the comic book, and I'm just going to pull up some of the previous artist work and some of the previous artist scratch art and put that side by side so you can see how we have changed the direction of the graphic novel, because we've taken this time not just to redraw the art, but to rework the story, make it more streamlined, give it just a little bit more, make it more cinematic as well. So you can see that in the way the panels are set up here. There's a lot more motion, there's a lot more cinema in the way we're working things out. And this is, of course, very early scratch art. I can't show too much of it because with our new artist, Gio's part of the process, we're working on everything at once. We're working on the lettering, so all of the speech bubbles are there, and I don't want to give away all of the story. So we're working on the lettering, and we're working on the art at the same time. So we're really thinking about where the speech bubbles are going to go, because we're not trying to draw over the art. And see, that's something that was also different from working with my previous artist on this book and in previous books, whereas a lot of times, like, the communication wasn't necessarily there, so we had to really, like, after the fact, when the letter would come in to add in the speech bubbles, we would often have to cover pieces of the art that we would have preferred not have to cover. So we're doing it this way this time so that we can just have it all incorporated, and so that the finished project can be really beautiful and really just utilize the medium of graphic novel to create the best, most beautiful product available. So right now we are looking at October for completion of the entire book. That is 2 months away. So all of the color work should be done, all of the lettering should be done, everything will be done by October. And from that process, from that point, it'll be printing the book, it'll be shipping the book. That all can happen very quickly depending on like how fast we can get the books printed. So long journey on this. I know, guys, it's been a long journey, but we are getting there. I'm very excited about the work that I'm doing with Gio. There is an all new cover coming, as well as, of course, we are now no longer using the main older cover that our previous artist did. We are still using the limited cover with the singular Gomni character floating in space, and we are still printing the posters with that cover, because that was a completely different commissioned work of art. But we will have an entirely new main cover, so that's coming as well. Very excited about what we have chosen to alter, chosen to change. I'm really excited about the changes in general that we've made with the book and the story and just the direction of everything. I think that although it was hard to separate from our previous artist, I think doing so allowed me to go back to this story and make it that much better. And I think that the version of the story that we have now is far superior to the version of the story that we would have had we had actually completed with our previous artist. So it was actually a blessing in disguise, and I appreciate all of you for sticking with me this long. And I am even more excited than I was at the beginning of this, honestly, because I can see the end approaching. It's a lot of fun, and I just think that Gio and I have really good communication, much better, I'll say, than the previous artist. But Gio and I have very good communication, so it's been really easy to work on this together and to go back and forth and just to get everything in line. So again, I appreciate you all, and thanks for listening.